The first race of the weekend at Imola, the first ever visit of DTM to this great circuit, and on pole position, a great of the sport, three-time champion René Rast, but he was being pushed hard off the start line by his long-term rival Nico Muller. They were absolutely side by side into Tamburello for the first time. Muller with his nose in front, but with a better line into the corner. René Rast was able to convert pole position into a race lead. Thomas Preining in third place after a tremendous qualifying system for the young Austrian. Only in his third weekend of DTM, so the Porsche just behind the two Audis, and then the first of the Lamborghinis was Clement Schmidt, who's also had his best qualifying to be on the second row of the grid in fourth. But his return to DTM was not a happy one for Timo Glock in the BMW. Contact on a couple of occasions on the first lap, ended up with a tyre that was completely ripped away from the rim. So Glock was out, and soon after, a spate of early pit stops. Rast was one of the first to pit. He managed to rejoin ahead of Muller and extended his advantage to close to 4 seconds. Others, though, were pit much later in the race. A long stint ahead in 32-degree heat, 60-plus degrees inside the cockpit of the cars. Kelvin van der Linde had been one of the quickest drivers on Friday in free practice, but a spin at a crucial point in qualifying had put him back on the third row of the grid. A good start, though, had seen him move up to fourth, and he became a net third when he came out of the pits later on in the middle of the race, ahead of Thomas Preining. But Preining had his tyres up to temperature, and the Koos Team Bernard driver threw up the inside the Porsche back up to a virtual third place. Kelvin van der Linde, though, pushing hard on a circuit where he's won twice before. Another driver going well was Ricardo Feller. This great move down the inside of Ravazza to put him ahead of Marco Wittmann as the pair battled up towards a top 5 finish. Last to pit, though, was Mirko Bortolotti. He'd qualified 6th but started back in 16th after a 10-place grid penalty for a tyre infringement in free practice. Couldn't quite fend off the BMW of two-time champion Marco Wittmann, so he rejoined in 8th place. But then he went on the attack with fresh tyres for the final 15 minutes. The Italian started to charge his way through the field. First he got ahead of Wittmann, then he reeled in a 4-second gap to close up to the Lamborghini of Clement Schmidt. His Grasser Racing teammate succumbed to the pressure. Next target then, could he get himself up onto the podium? What an achievement this would be in the remaining minutes of the race. The answer was he could, possibly. He got close to Thomas Preining, but the Austrian was fighting for his first ever podium in DTM. They were side by side for a couple of laps. There was contact, but in the end, the Lamborghini went through. A tremendous stride from Mirko Bortolotti to go from 16th up to third place, his third podium finish of the season. So René Rast controlling things in the gruelling heat, heading home for the checkered flag and win number 25.
Yes! Yes! Fucking hell!
That was a fantastic job, René. Feels good to be back up on the podium.
Oh, wow. Congrats, guys. You deserve it.
So René Rast coming home and becoming the 4th different winner of the season. Nico Muller, also a race winner this year, takes his 2nd podium finish of the season. And Mirko Bortolotti with a scintillating drive through to complete the rostrum finishes. And with that victory, from 7th all the way up to 3rd place in the championship standings for René Rast in what is becoming a wide open season. 5 qualifying sessions, 5 different pole sitters, 5 races, 4 different winners. Nico Muller looking a little bit disappointed with 2nd place, which tells you all you need to know about his title aspirations. They're all going for it, and the championship is going to go right down to the wire.